What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie. If you don't know that, don't forget to subscribe down below with the notification bell so you guys know when I upload next. And today's video is all about Miss Universe 2019, full recap of the final show. If you guys would like to know what I thought and who won, you should already know. Just keep watching. Before I get to the winner, I do want to tell you guys a little bit of the actual show itself. Who made it in the top 20, who made it in the top 10, top 5, top 3, and who ended up standing side by side next to each other right when they announced who won Miss Universe 2019. I didn't guess the winner, but I was pretty close. I did have the winner on my top 5, I want to say like a week ago. And then when I was doing my final predictions, I took her out. But this show was actually crazy. I had a lot of girls that I was rooting for. I was especially rooting for Miss Puerto Rico because she, to me, was the full package. I did also say in my prediction that it has to do with that final question at the end. I can pick the last 5 girls, but when it comes to picking the winner, you really do have to just listen to them talk and see how they express themselves when it comes to final question. And that's exactly what happened, guys. When it came down to the top 5 and the top 3 and the winner, the girl who answered the question the best won. And as soon as she answered, I knew she won. It was a thing that, like, I still wanted Puerto Rico to win for my own selfish ways, Puerto Rican, and she was one of the best girls up there. But when it came to final question, the winner just nailed it. I will talk about her answer in a little bit, but she absolutely nailed it, and I was so proud when I heard her speak and heard her finish her whole sentence and what she really just wanted to come across and tell people. And I stood for what she stood for. And I said, you know what, just crown her. No matter how beautiful Puerto Rico is, and it did, she deserved to win. And I'm glad that Puerto Rico had the honor to be her first runner-up, because 2 of the best girls ended up standing, and I was a very happy girl at the end of the day. So I actually ended up getting 14 out of the 20 girls right in my prediction. I had it open. I didn't know that they were doing Americas, Europe, Asia, and Africa wild cards. I was really confused if they were even doing that, and then a lot of people told me, no, they're open. So I took that in and I made mine open. If I would have known, I would have picked accordingly. But I didn't, and that's okay. Things happen, doesn't matter. So let's jump right into the final show. They opened up jumping straight into the top 20. Obviously, it was divided between Americas, Europe, Asia, and Africa, and wild cards. So as they were picking out the top 20, they also introduced the girls with their national costume. Not right then and there. It was kind of pre-recorded from the preliminary competition, which I kind of figured was going to happen. But the top 20 for Miss Universe 2019 were
South Africa, Indonesia, Vietnam, Nigeria, Thailand, Albania, France, Iceland, Croatia, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Peru, República Dominicana, Mexico, USA, Philippines, Venezuela, India, Brazil, and Colombia.
Right there, I automatically lost 6 girls. Of course, I told you guys I did it open, I didn't do regions, so I knew I was going to lose 5 or at least more than that. So I got a total of 14 out of 20 correct. And I was happy with my choice. I was excited to see who's going to enter the top 5. After the 20 were picked, they did their mission statement, as in kind of who they were and what they wanted to do with the crown of Miss Universe. You know, what were they looking for? So my top 2 opening statements, mission statements, whatever it is that they call it, were Puerto Rico and Mexico. And here are both of their statements.
Growing up in a bicultural family has inspired me to connect, to better understand the unifying thread between all of us. This had led me to 5 continents. I learned the language in just 3 months, and after working with the victims of domestic violence for the past 5 years, I made a mini campaign and documentary called Metamorphosis to empower women through their personal transformation. I've dedicated my whole life to be a servant leader, to not just be an echo, but a voice. Thank you.
I became an advocate for mental and emotional health when I realized that through my story, people can heal. I wrote 2 books about human empowerment and have been giving conferences in different platforms like TED Talks. This is why I'm here, and that's what gave my life meaning. Because I believe that if you do not use your beauty for your life's mission, then it's just an empty ornament. Thank you.
The reason I chose these 2, it was because it wasn't just of them talking, it was them being someone. When Puerto Rico ended it with saying, I don't want to be an echo, I want to be a voice, that gave me chills. And that also goes for Mexico when she said, if you don't use your beauty for your life mission, it's just an empty ornament. The more unique they get with the words, it speaks a little more when they do that and they actually remember to write the words in a different way for you to understand it in a different way. It's not just the same thing. Thailand looked absolutely beautiful, but she said humans doing ordinary things or something in that way, and it was just oh, I've heard that before. And those 2 things, from Puerto Rico being the echo and Mexico using the ornament, was kind of unique and different, and it kind of spoke to me in a whole different way. So I had to give those 2 definitely props when it came to the opening mission statement. Moving on to the top 10. So right after they did their statement, they cut half and only 10 ended up making it. The top 10 for Miss Universe 2019 were
South Africa, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, France, USA, Iceland, Puerto Rico, Peru, Mexico, and Colombia.
When I say Mexico surprised me, Mexico surprised me. It was not in my top 5. She was not in my top 10, and the more she did, the more she got better, and she did really good, and she deserved to be where she ended up. I think one of the girls that surprised me the most out of this whole group was Iceland. Iceland, I didn't see her when it came to the preliminary competition, but I was excited when I saw her jump into the top 20 and then make it into the top 10. She looked young but authentic to just herself, and I think that's what spoke the most, and that's why people liked her and the judges chose her to be in the top 10. It's because she didn't look like the rest of the girls. She was just herself, confident, beautiful, and very young and fresh. This is when I lost my Brazil. I was pretty sure Brazil was going to make it into the top 10. I think the curls didn't help at the preliminary competition. I don't think her dress helped her in the preliminary competition. They needed to go strong on her because she was a very fresh face and she couldn't even make it to the top 10. And when she didn't, I was pretty bummed. I lost a lot of girls in my top 10. I lost about 50% of my girls on top 10. I lost India, I lost Vietnam, I lost Chile, Philippines, and Brazil. Those were my girls in my top 10, including the ones that actually made it as well. That would include USA, Puerto Rico, Colombia, South Africa, and Indonesia. Those are my top 10. I lost 5 of those, but 5 of them entered, so I was half and half. I was doing okay. I was I definitely don't have my top 5 already, because in my top 5 I originally had Brazil, Philippines, USA, Colombia, and Puerto Rico. So I right there already lost Philippines and Brazil. So I only had Colombia, Puerto Rico, and USA to be able to enter into the top 5. So I was OMG. After that, they did their evening gown and swimsuit competition, and they looked so pretty and so gorgeous, each and every single one of them. My favorite dress out of the bunch has to be Thailand. Thailand was not one of my favorites. I did not have her in my top 10. I did have her in my top 20, but not in my top 10. She made it all the way to the top 10 and top 5. She was a showstopper when it came to her evening gown. Her evening gown crushed every single body's. Mexico did this twirl and got everyone's attention. Puerto Rico stayed the same. Colombia stayed the same. Iceland just looked fresh. She also stayed the same. They officially called the top 5 for Miss Universe 2019. And they were
Mexico, Thailand, Colombia, Puerto Rico, and South Africa.
All right, guys, so now we're into the question competition part of this whole pageant, and I will start with Thailand. Here is her question and her answer for the top 5 questions. So she basically kind of stayed in the middle, neutral. She didn't pick privacy or security. She kind of just stayed right in the middle, which I agree, privacy and security is kind of like hand in hand. But I probably would have picked security. I would rather have security more than privacy, especially when it comes to being Miss Universe. You will have a lot less privacy and a lot more security. So I think it was important to her to kind of maybe balance that out a little bit and realize that when you become a public figure, you will have less privacy and you will need a lot of more security. So why would it help to have more security over your privacy? So something that she probably could have nitpicked a little bit more, but she decided to just stay neutral and kind of say that both are important, which they are. She answered the way she wanted to answer. I think that was the most important part, is that we got to see her and what she thought was right when it came to this question. Moving on to Colombia. The most important thing to understand when it comes to listening to these questions is that this is their opinion. Doesn't mean it has to match yours. Theirs has to be worded in a certain way where it makes you double think your own answer. And I liked Columbia's question, and her answer was really good. She could have went a little bit more in depth when it came to women's rights to our own bodies and things like that. But I think overall she did good, and she got the point across. Next is Puerto Rico. I think she answered it really good. She basically just said that people should have the right to their own platform and say what they want to say until they start harming another person. Once they start harming another person, she believes it should be regulated and making sure that people do not abuse the system. Moving on to South Africa. She basically just said that we're already, the young adults in society are already moving forward to saving the planet, talking about the climate crisis that's happening right now. The adults should join, corporations should join, governments should understand and really take it serious. I think once we're all on the same page, we will start to make a difference, and that's what she meant. We all need to come together and talk about it because it is a big problem that's happening right now. And in 10 to 15 years, we won't have a planet, and that's scary. So I think she nailed it. Last but not least, Mexico. So she basically agreed that protesting is a safe way to get our voices to be heard. She does not believe in violence because it just creates violence, which I totally agree. So now from the top 5 and those answers, they picked a top 3. The top 3 for Miss Universe 2019 are Mexico, South Africa, and Puerto Rico. So at this moment, I'm excited. I'm like, Puerto Rico wanted to win. She was my top choice. She was my winner in my predictions. So I was so excited and nervous at the same time. And then there was one more question that they had to answer. And I started to get nervous. And I said, okay, she has to kill it. So they all had the same question. They all had their ears covered, obviously except the one that's speaking, and they took turns. So the question that they all had to answer was, what is the most important thing we should teach young girls today? So basically what Mexico in her final answer for this question said is that we need to teach the girls to just be themselves, to not worry about social media, those bodies that are always photoshopped, those relationship goals. Being you is perfectly and amazingly enough, and that she has way more to offer than just her looks. South Africa said that what we need to be teaching our young ladies is leadership. That it's something that we've been lacking in our lives, but not because of ourselves, but because of society. She also said that we are one of the most powerful beings in the universe, and we should be able to have opportunities, and that we should be teaching our girls to take up space. Nothing in this world is more important than taking up space and cementing ourselves to the ground. And I think that right there screamed out Miss Universe. And Puerto Rico still had to go. Puerto Rico still had to answer her question. But as soon as she said that, I said, oof. Puerto Rico has to kill this question. If not, South Africa just nailed it. Like, it was amazing. And I couldn't shake that. My mom was like, so Puerto Rico still has to answer. And I'm like, yeah, but South Africa killed it. It is what it is. So Puerto Rico finally went. So Miss Puerto Rico answered the final question, and I feel like she kind of said the same thing that Miss Mexico said. Now remember, they can't hear each other, but I think social media is such an impactful thing when it comes to our society and our youth, that being authentically you and just knowing who you are and not comparing yourself to other things is really important nowadays. And a lot of people show that and share that. You know, being yourself is the best thing that you can be, and that's kind of what Puerto Rico said when she answered her question. She said it's such a beautiful thing to see authentic souls and people embracing who they really are. You can inspire by just being you, so let's celebrate that. Very simple, very straight to the point, good answer, but South Africa killed it. Killed it, killed it, killed it. So after that, they had one more thing. They had to answer, after the top three answered their final question, they also had a final statement. Now this was added extra to the whole Miss Universe thing. It never happened before. Why do you want to become Miss Universe? Why should you be Miss Universe 2019? And here were the last three responses. Again, South Africa gave me chills when she spoke, and she nailed it straight to the T. I kind of knew that South Africa was going to win, and if she didn't, something was wrong. Something was completely wrong. But here is the outcome for Miss Universe 2019.
The second runner-up for Miss Universe 2019 is Mexico. The new Miss Universe is South Africa.
Okay, so my winner ended up being the first runner-up. Not too bad. I didn't guess it, but I did guest, the first runner-up, which I am excited and pleased about. So congratulations to Mexico, congratulations to Puerto Rico, but a big congratulations to Miss Universe 2019 from South Africa, Sthephanie Tunzi. She took my breath away since she did her final questions and final statement, and she honestly deserved that crown by any means necessary. I've seen some really rude comments. The lady that won Miss Universe deserved to win Miss Universe for many reasons, not just because of her statement, but she did flawlessly through the whole competition. She probably nailed that interview that we obviously can't see. So I just want to shout out and congratulate to the beautiful new Miss Universe. We're all here for you. I hope you have a great year. I hope one day I get to meet you and maybe be in your shoes. I don't know. I'm excited to see her grow. I'm excited for her journey. And I'm excited for her to make this year her year. Make sure you tune into the next video where I'll be telling you guys a little bit more about our new Miss Universe. Thank you guys so much for watching. So that is the final show. I'm excited. I had so much fun watching it. If you guys did not follow my social media, you guys missed out because I was jumping, I was screaming, I was excited, I was nervous. So make sure you go down below and check out my social media. It's Stephanie_Marie. Make sure you spell my name right. Different, so don't forget. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys agree with the outcome, what you guys didn't agree with the outcome, what you guys want to see next. Let me know. My post notification shout out goes to Happy Lifestyle, just because you commented on one of my videos. If you want a post notification shout out, all you have to do is like my video, subscribe to my channel, and comment on my video. Do all that and I might give you a shout out on my next video. I love you guys. Until next time.